Charmaine James, welcome to Profile.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for coming and sharing your absolutely fascinating story. At this point, the founder of Lock Sanity, established in 2017. This is your career which highlights really a transformative journey from corporate America out to on your own, what I would call natural hair product lifestyle brand overall, having worked in corporate America for over 2 decades really, and then an advocate also for natural beauty. And what's really interesting about your story from my perspective is that what you're doing also mirrors your own personal story in terms of your recognition of natural beauty, of hair products, and what has been happening in your life. Now, when you think of all of the things that you've accomplished, company being founded in 2017, in that short space of time, what do you think?
Oh my goodness, it's an unbelievable journey. So, sometimes I kind of, sit back and I want someone to almost pinch me because I feel like it's almost like a dream. I mean, who would have thought something that started off as a passion project, something that I would do, on the weekends and on nights and weekends, and just, as a hobby almost, would turn into something that is, my full-time job, and a job that allows me to touch other people and to help other people experience the same growth that I did, and to accomplish something so amazing as just looking in the mirror and seeing your own true beauty. And so it's just been an absolute dream, and so I couldn't ask for more.
No, one of the things that was interesting to me as well is that, and we talked about this in the pre-interview, you also imagined yourself doing hair earlier on throughout life. Explain.
So early on, like most girls, you have every single neighborhood, you have someone in the neighborhood that does hair. Every single one of us, we have someone that, braids hair, does sewing. And so I was that girl. So when I was about 12, 13 years old, I learned how to braid hair because a friend of mine was supposed to do my hair, and she had better things to do. She had other plans. And so, here I am with, my hair looking just like an absolute bird's nest, a mess. And I had to go to school the next day, and, I have the hair, and I'm like, help me, please. What am I going to do? I can't go to school like this. And so she said, okay, I'll show you how to do one. And so she showed me how to do one braid. And, the biggest motivator is stress. And so I went home and I sat there and I practiced, and I was able to do my own hair. And so fast forward, I go to school, and, other people see it and they're like, oh, I like your hair. Who did it? And I'm like, well, I did. What do you mean, who did it? And so it became a little bit of a hustle. It became my little, side hustle, as 12, 13 years old, to be able to make an extra $30, extra $40 here and there, certainly something that was very attractive. And so that's how I initially started to do hair. So I would do the braids, I would do the sewing, I would do all of those things just to make a little extra something on the side.
But at that juncture in your life, this was something you considered something you loved doing, but then you went to your parent, your mother, and she said what? Yes,
so I went to my mom and I said, I want to be a cosmetologist. I want to do hair. Oh my goodness. As you would expect, she was very offended, I'll say that, by the idea. And, I remember her telling me, get your education is, what she was just the straight answer, because she saw a certain career path for me. She saw me going to school, getting good grades, and, eventually going to college and becoming a professional of some sort, whether it be, a doctor, a lawyer,
You grew up first in Jamaica,
yes,
and then left when you were 6 with your family to go to the United States. Why did they leave?
For opportunity. Certainly the one thing that the U.S. does offer is it offers a lot of opportunities. You can have, someone that comes there with just the clothes on your back and really that desire to get ahead. And so they simply went there for an opportunity to give me a better life. My mom and my dad. My parents, they come from very modest means. And so to be able to go to...
What do you call modest means?
I remember growing up here, we lived in like a little one room, me and my mom, and it was very modest means. There was no kitchen, no bathroom. We had, oh my goodness, you're gonna get me emotional here. We would use an outhouse for the bathroom. And, you know, there was like a little spot outside of the room where mommy would cook. And so very, very, when you think of where I am now, very modest start. And so they wanted to give me an opportunity to be able to, you know, excel. And you're getting me emotional.
So not trying to, but they went off to the US as a consequence.
Yes.
Why is it still so emotional for you?
Oh my goodness. I guess, you know, anytime that you look back on your childhood and there's certain pivotal points, and when you have to touch on those pivotal points, they do, you know, I was a child, but I understood and I knew what they were giving up, what they were sacrificing for me.
Which is why your mother was pushing you so much. So you come to her and you tell her that this is something I want to do, and she's like, no way, we're going to be continuing on an academic path. And for her, education, for both of your parents, education was a really important thing.
Yes, education is the way out. If there's, you know, one, you know, surefire, when you have, you know, when we moved to the States, we were not wealthy. We didn't have much of anything. And, you know, mommy, she worked live-in jobs, she worked nights, she works weekends, she clean house, she bartend. So, you know, she would go and, you know, work during the day, clean houses, and then at night she would bartend in a bar. And it's funny because my husband says that the drinks that she makes is not very good. You would expect, you'd expect she can make good drink, but no, mommy can't make any good drinks because, you know, that was something that she just did on the side. Mommy knew the way that I could escape all of that, the way to get out was, yes, I was smart, but I had to work hard. I had to get my education. I had to, you know, really push myself in order to get to that next level. And so she saw that as the easiest way for me to get out.
And in fact, part of of your story is the fact that you were following that journey, but we're going to have to talk a little bit about how you're following that journey when Profile returns after the break. My guest is the founder of Lock Sanity, Charmaine James, whose personal journey led her to create a hugely successful hair care brand celebrating natural beauty. We're back with you after these messages.